you doing, everybody? It's Thursday, and we have an interview for you today. This is Wisconsin Sports on the Go with Trage. I'm your host, Trage, and today we are here with La Crosse University. We're going to call him a star just because we can. This is my show, and I can call him whatever I want. And we're going to call him a offensive lineman specialist. That's what we're going to call offensive line specialist. That's what we're going to go with. We're going to go with a specialist down there at UWL. We have Austen Humke with us today. How are we doing today, Austen?
We're doing good. We're doing very good. Yeah. I'm not much of a star, but I'll take all the recognition I can get.
Hey, it's my show. I can call you whatever I want. Nobody can tell me what to do here.
I mean,
only the copyright people. Only the copyright people could cancel. But other than that, I can call you anything I want. So, getting into it, just introduce yourself. We know you as Austen Humke. We got that. But tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, so I graduated Greenwood High School with, 2 years younger than you, Trajan. I graduated in 2021. And I wanted to play football at the next level. I didn't really know where. And I'm not good enough to play D1 or even D2, but I'm like, even playing D3 would be fun. And luckily, lacrosse was my calling. And so I've been here I'm a junior now, my third season with them. And yeah.
Sometimes they do say that, like, JUCO and D1 are the way to go. Sometimes they say that D2 and D3 kind of get lost, and they say more. I know it is in baseball. You see a lot of guys come out of JUCO. You see a lot of guys come out of the D1 rankings, but you don't see a lot of D2 and D3. So the lower you get, you're still getting recognition down there. Guys are still watching you to move up to the next level. So it's still an accomplishment anywhere you go. To me, and it's an accomplishment, and that's why I call you a star. Star-studded. Hey. That's what I want to say.
And I appreciate that. And D3, there's not that many people that make it to the league, but there has been a couple. And there's Quinn Miners, I hate to say it, but he's from Whitewater. He's in the league, and he's one of the top guards for the league for playing for Broncos. But then also here at UWL, we've had D3. You're talking about baseball. There were two guys that made their MLB debut this year. So from lacrosse.
Yeah, one of the very own Brewers. We don't want to talk about Brewers because that just leads to that break.
Yeah, we don't talk
Enough
about
of that. Enough of that. So, you are at UWL down there in La Crosse, Wisconsin. For everybody listening who's not from Wisconsin, doesn't know La Crosse. You're from Greenwood, went to La Crosse. How is life in La Crosse, coming from such a small town now to La Crosse, and how is life at the university for you?
Yeah, life being from Greenwood, only 1,000 people. Life here in La Crosse is almost like another different world. Especially back home, there's a lot of traffic life. Yeah, a lot more. 50K. You went to school here for a couple of years, so you know how it's kind of like. But back home it's cows, plains, cornfields. Here it's hills, marshes. It's wet. And when it rains, it floods. But downtown life, it's completely different than what our local bars are back home. And, I just like the area, how big it is, even though there's La Crosse, but then it's the Cooley region. So you got Onalaska and Holman and even West Salem, that's 10 minutes away. It's all like very close. And we'll go to Onalaska for stuff. We go to stuff in La Crosse, obviously, to like hang out. But that's what my favorite part is just the community. And I kind of like the bigger life a little bit more. Greenwood, I do like going back home sometimes, and it's quiet, but here there's just so much more to do, and I do really like that.
Like to keep busy. That's okay. That's an okay thing. Me, I'm a small town guy. I saw the traffic lights down there in La Crosse, and I was like, oof, Mom, I'm coming home. And she told me no thank you, so I had to put it in a place.
I'm still getting used to the drivers down here. I'll tell you that much. Hey, when it's yellow, you speed up. When it's yellow light, you're supposed to slow down.
I never did it cross. I'll give you that.
But yeah, we're getting used to the.
It's definitely better than Minnesota.
No, we don't like Minnesota. No, I don't think I could ever drive in the cities. That stuff would give me too much anxiety for that. I could not do that.
tell me about a normal day for you. And if we had to focus, let's go into the football season and then even towards like a game day. Tell me about a normal day for you at the university there.
Sure. So we're. I'll talk about today. I'll talk about today as in Wednesday because that's when we're recording this. So
Which,
I would have what? Nothing.
nothing,
So I
nothing.
would.
Keep going, keep going.
All right. So I would have had class at 9:55, but it got canceled because we had a test online. But so I would have had a class at 9:55. So I wake up about like 8:30, shower, eat, go to class 9:55, and that's usually till like 10:50. And then I have a little bit of break. I eat lunch, and then I got class from 12:05 to 2 o'clock. Um, so two classes in there. And then after that, after two, then we got our O line meetings, and that's about 30 minutes. I'd say we get done about two. We start 2:15, get done around 2:45. Get into the locker room, get changed for practice, go out, start practice around 3:30, 3:20, 3:30 around there. Get done with practice around 5:45, and then after that we're off, and then I eat, do homework. Usually do a little bit of homework throughout the day, try to find time, but that's basically what a day kind of looks like. Just school and trying to fit in a little nap, maybe if I can, and fit in eating. But yeah,
Okay. Okay. And if you could kind of expand on that training regimen that you guys have down there, kind of like your workouts that you guys do as a program down there.
yeah. So we lift during in season. We lift Tuesday, Thursdays in the morning. Just weights. Not really trying to lift heavy weight. Just trying to keep our bodies stable. Trying to keep us moving. Work more on stability, balance, speed. Not really trying to lift all the heavy weights. That's more of when we're in off season. We'll lift 4 times a week. Work up heavy lifting there and trying to gain muscle more in the off season. Now, granted, some guys do still lift pretty heavy stuff, even though it's more for speed here uh, during in season. But that's not the main focus. It's more about just speed and balance and trying to keep your bodies right and maintained for to keep us healthy.
Okay. Okay. And tell me about your approach to the game of football. So, how do you approach each and every day?
Yeah, I just try to get better every day with practice. Trying to do the little things right, the footwork, and mentally getting prepared every day because come with a new opponent comes a new defense for us. So we have to break down watching film. Well, we don't break down the film, our coaches kind of do that, but I mean, as players we watch it, trying to see what we can pick up. So mentally just becoming smarter every day, trying to figure out the defense, and then just trying to do better on our technique every day so that we're able to block our guys.
Okay. And if you could expand on that, how do you think that you've grown as a player since you walked on campus there your freshman season?
Oh yeah, so especially being from Greenwood, I played 8-man football, so that tells a lot right there. That definitely I grown apart from the 11-man that we used to play, and so when I came back, I'm like, oh, this might be a little bit newer now. I'm not used to it as much, but yeah, the freshman year, it is a struggle because being at the college level, they teach a little bit more advanced stuff than they do in high school. And so that's definitely a struggle, but you get used to it. You try to grow accustomed to what they're teaching you. And I think overall I have improved a little bit, I like to say. But
Yeah.
we just try to keep working on it every day. And especially when I came in as a freshman, we had a lot of seniors. Well, fourth year, well, technical seniors, but then they're fifth years, and then some of them came back again that have been playing for a little bit. They were able to help also, which is nice. And now, me being a junior, I have a little bit more experience. Now I'm able to help the freshmen that I once was, help them a little bit.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. And if you had to get me going off of that, what's one of your biggest obstacles that you had to overcome throughout your career so far, through high school, heading off into college there? Just your biggest obstacle that you've had to face.
I'd have to say probably, I don't know, like just being around more guys and learning the new technique. That's probably the biggest obstacle because we're from a smaller school, like I said, and you come to college and uh, now I'm on a team of 120 guys, and my goal is to just try to get to know everybody, and then football is also there too. So an obstacle was learning the new technique, which takes a little bit to learn from our coach. But our coach Andrew McGunn. He's a really good coach, and the tough part is you being a young 18-year-old out of high school. Everyone's the top hot shot, I guess you want to say, coming out of their school. I mean, everybody's been first team all conference, all state, whatever, and so we think we know everything, being 18-year-olds. And I think another obstacle is just going in there wanting, and you have to learn. You want to be coachable, I should say, and that's also another obstacle. And as you grow, you definitely are able to overcome them, and then you have to just realize that they're there to make you better because they want to win just as much as you do, even though that they're not playing. They want to win. So
Okay. And going off of that, there, how do you approach game days mentally and physically? How do you each and every game day? How are you preparing yourself for that game, whoever it is on that occasion?
yeah, it doesn't matter who we're playing really. Whether they're top of the WIAC, top of the nation, or bottom of the WIAC, doesn't matter who. But our coach says in the morning, usually very early, he's like, put your headphones in, get locked in. And he kind of came up with this new thing this year. He's get into that extraordinary world that you want to be in, where like you're the top dog. Just get into that extraordinary world, living that life that you want to win. And so it's a very focused mentality once it's game day. It's not really, people aren't really joking around. You got to be focused because you never know like what some team could do. So each and every week we want to go out and just be the best team we can be, and just be focused and just be in that extraordinary world, making all them plays that we should be.
Yeah, definitely. And going off of that, there, I just had it and I lost it there. How do you stay motivated during long seasons, tough practices, stuff like that, keeping yourself going and during these long seasons? Because we know seasons get long. So how do you keep yourself mentally and physically in the game?
Mentally, just looking forward to that. Winning each game motivates us. And now we're 6-1. This is technically our eighth week, and our goal is first to win a conference championship and second win the national championship. Now this is our eighth week, like I said. National championship, that's December third, like December in the teens. I don't know exactly when. This would technically, if we want to go to the national championship, this would be halfway through our season, even though we're already 6 games down in our, or 8 weeks down in our season. This is technically halfway through our season. So we have to realize if we want our goal, we got to stay mentally prepared for that. And I think a lot of us are staying focused too, especially we're 3 weeks away from a possible WIAC championship outright for the first time in a very long time. And all of us really want that really bad. So we're definitely motivated and we're staying focused on what we want to accomplish as a team. And physically, it's just taking it day by day, doing what we have to do in the athletic training room and also in the lifts that we talked about, just doing everything correct. And no, not going super, like some days in practice we'll go hard, but we know when to take it off or step down in the intensity because our body needs it, especially in this long season. So, yeah.
Definitely staying focused on the goal. That's what I'm hearing out of that. Adds
35-4. That's what we say every day. Our coach is always like, why are you here? And we say the experience. And the experience, not really going off track, but kind of. But you say, why are you here? And we all say the experience. And the experience is lacrosse. Like I said, you've been here. You know how lacrosse is. You know the area. Not many people in our conference has the experience like lacrosse. it's a special place. The community loves us. Everything. We have everything you could ever want. And then after we say the experience, he says, "And what are we pursuing?" And we say 35-4. 35 being our 35th conference championship and our fourth national championship. So every day before lifts, before practice, before a meeting that we have, we're saying that we just want to keep repeating that and staying ahead of our goals.
It definitely, I will agree with that. La Crosse is a special place. If you haven't been to La Crosse, Wisconsin, definitely recommend, if you're ever in the great state of Wisconsin, take a stop. Take a stop in La Crosse. I mean, if give the people some. I mean, they're going to need to know where to go when they get to La Crosse here. They're going to be hearing this. They're like, okay, we got to head up there. Where would you recommend some people maybe head out for a good bite to eat, maybe to watch a game, anything like that? Where would you recommend?
A good bite to eat. I don't want to say it's kind of classic, but Howie's.
Oh yeah,
Howie's is right.
that's right there.
It's right there, right in the middle. I think. I think. I mean, everyone in La Crosse knows where Howie's is, but something that some people might not know. There's a nice little place in on Alaska called Blue Moon. A couple of our guys they work there that are on the team, and I've been there a couple of times with my family after a game, and they got TVs you can watch sports, and they got some pretty good food. I'd say one of my favorite
What are we
spots.
talking for food at Blue Moon? What can people expect?
Um, let's see. They got burgers. They got wings. Like all the stuff you can think of that comes with like a bar and grill. I'd say a sit
Okay.
down bar and grill. You know, a classic.
Now we know. Now we know. If you head down La Crosse, if you can't find Austin to give you a tour, stop at Howie's, maybe Blue Moon. You might catch him. You might catch him at one of these two places. Get a
Yeah,
bite there.
and we got Buzzer Billy's downtown, the
Oh,
Crow.
got him on Buzzard Billy's.
And if you want to splurge in a little bit of money, there's the waterfront. There's Freight House. If you want to spend a couple dollars down there,
Right out good, but yeah, that's a couple dollars that are.
it's
It's well spent.
a,
It's well spent. A couple dollars right there. I'll say that.
I've never been. I've never been there, but I've heard good meals, but it's pricey. But
I was
hey,
told where we're going, and I ended up there. So
yeah, yep.
I ended up with a check too. But anyway, moving
Card
on.
decline. Card decline.
Card declines every time. I'm like, sorry, the check's back to you.
Slide across the table.
Somebody else gonna have to take care of this. But okay, getting back to her here. Getting back to some football talk.
Yes.
Not really football. This is about you. What would people
Okay.
be surprised to learn about you off the field?
Just anything, huh?
Yeah, anything.
Um,
Something that. Give me something far out there. Something far fetched.
um, I'll go back to my high school days. Not many people probably think of a big college football player. You know, they probably think, oh, big, strongly man. But I in high school, I was in dramas. I did band. I did choir. I was in a lot of clubs, and I don't think many people would think that a big football player would be in it all that stuff. But you know, when I did it, I thought it was pretty fun. And now, I mean, I probably wouldn't do it now. Obviously, I'm not going to do it in college, but um, I did enjoy that time in high school doing all that stuff. It was definitely different than just playing sports. You're able to see other things and still work on communication skills and a bunch of stuff like that that you're able to learn. So, not many people probably know that about me, even that are on my team, but a lot of my friends do.
He was like a young Larry the Cable Guy. That's how I'm telling you. He was like a young Larry the Cable Guy in that drama club. I showed up. I watched.
Comedy's definitely my favorite. I will say for the drama.
Larry the Cable Guy. I mean, you look at him, you look at Larry the Cable Guy, besides the red hair, they're pretty darn close to the same guy. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Now people just want me to sing Luke Combs music. I'm like, all right.
I tell you what,
Every
the fans cannot see you right now. They can't see your face. But if you saw this guy, you would say, that's Luke Combs. That could potentially be Luke Combs right there. I mean, he's got the beard
Yeah.
going. He's got the hair going. I mean, this is Luke Combs in a nutshell right here.
I would sing a couple lyrics, but I don't want to hurt your podcast listeners' ears. I'm not that good of a singer, so I won't.
You don't want to open up a new career path for yourself. If some music guy heard this, he'd have you signed up. You wouldn't be able to finish out your football career. You'd be already on tour.
True. Maybe nah.
We can't have that. We can't have that. So getting back to football here, we keep going off topic. We keep going off
Every
topic. Back
time.
any rituals you got before games, anything that gets you fired up for the game, even your taste of music. Give me your taste of music you're listening to. What you do? Some guys do weird stuff: pickle juice, mayonnaise. They do some weird stuff before games. What do you do?
Yeah. Funny you say pickle juice because my roommate actually drinks a jar of pickle juice before a game. Which is kind of weird, but
I know people do it.
people do it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's messed up. But I mean, I like pickle juice, so I can't complain.
Yeah, I don't really have any crazy rituals, but my music taste when we go through walkthrough early in the morning, like on game day, we'll go through a walkthrough and I'll listen to country music, kind of just calming. Just country's my favorite, so it'll just be more calming. But then after walkthrough, then I come back and I kind of just relax because we have a little bit of a break. And then after, like we do warm ups, I'll put on the the rock music and all that stuff. Try to get into a mental state that I want to go out there. Even though I don't play a whole bunch, I just want to be there for my team and be in the right mental state for them too. So yeah, probably country early on, and then before game, like right before the game, I'll play some rock music just to get in that mental state.
Fire yourself up a little bit. You got to be ready.
Yeah,
to
just
rock
a little
and roll.
bit. Oh yeah.
So right now, looking at the WIAC conference, we're talking about the WIAC conference a little bit. Any surprises so far in the WIAC, and any surprise teams, any teams to look out for? I know you guys are shooting for your conference title there, but any teams you guys have marked on the calendar there for the rest of this year yet?
Um, I mean, so we play Eau Claire on Saturday, and they're not. They just had a coach, new head coach hiring, so we know that they're not. Their program isn't in the greatest state right now, but they're still a pretty good team. I mean, these are college athletes here, so we just got to be ready for whatever they can give. And then, but as of competition wise, I say our mind is on Eau Claire right now. But then after that, it's River Falls. River Falls is our last like game that we need to win against them. I wouldn't say they were even a surprise team, honestly, because last year they were pretty good, and we only beat them by a touchdown last year, and they lost to Whitewater this year by only a touchdown. They got a really good quarterback. They got really good defense. They got some good skill position guys. They got some decent linemen. So River Falls right now is will be probably the toughest team that we'd have to face until playoffs, and uh, they're kind of the team that we need to get through to get to the conference championship, and likewise they need to get through us if they want to make the playoffs too. So, and then we have Stevens Point to end the season. So, but right now our mindset's on Eau Claire, just going day by day, gonna try and beat Eau Claire, and if you look at the WIAC, yeah, you got us, River Falls, Whitewater, and then Platteville Stout probably in there, and then Eau Claire and Stevens Point. So I say it's kind of usually how the WIAC has been for the past few years since I've been here. It's kind of us and Whitewater, River Falls, and then Platteville Stout. And so I didn't really see any surprises. People probably counted us out, not thinking that we're going to be that good. But I mean, they're going to say what they want to say. We know how good we are, so.
Haters gonna hate. That's
haters gonna hate, man.
Hate.
You know, we beat. I mean, you're probably gonna ask me, but we beat Whitewater.
There goes my next question. You might as well just lead into it.
Yeah. So
I've heard I'm supposed to ask you. I've heard from a ton of people. Everybody's been telling me when Austen comes on, you're supposed to ask him about that huge win against Whitewater. What's all this noise about? What am I supposed to be talking about here?
Yeah, I bet one of them guys were Will Voss. I'll just shout him out right now, huh?
They're all telling me I can't undisclosed information. I can't tell sources.
Right.
Everybody in this Whitewater game was one for the ages. I'm supposed to ask. So what's going on with that game?
So going in, we're like, we got to play these guys. And if we want to reach our goals, we're gonna have to beat them no matter what. Our coach said, if you want to be the man, you got to beat the man. And at the end, and like right before the game, he's like, you know what? If they want to be the man, they got to beat the man. We're the man. They got to beat us. And I think that really stuck with us. And we, for the first, well, not for the first time, but for the first time in 19 years, we beat them. And these last couple of years, or these last few years, it's been bloodbaths. It's been one score games, and they've always been like just etching out wins, which stung us in the heart a couple of times. But this year, we were able to kind of put a full game, one of our best games, our full game together. Our defense had three huge turnovers. Our offense consistently moving the ball. Second half, it got a little iffy there, but they moved the ball when they had to. And then our kicker, Michael Stacky, hit a 51-yard field goal into the wind to win the game with time expiring in front of 20,100 fans. If you can
That is a
imagine
heck
that.
of a boot right there.
There was more
50
people at that game. Yeah, and there was more people at that game than the Tampa Bay Rays playoff game. At a
Wow,
D three at a D
they
three
got the
football game, huh?
Rays right away too.
So that game set the record for most people in attendance at a D3 football game on campus. So
Huh.
that's pretty cool that we were able to experience that and come out with the win overall. It was amazing.
Yeah, we're setting the internet on fire right now. Tampa Bay Rays get beat out by D3 football team by two teams that you wouldn't know if we told you.
Yep. Tampa's probably like, who are these teams? Why do I care?
You
Well,
guys could
guess
play an
what?
exhibition game down there. You guys would probably draw more fans.
Yeah, probably.
Next year it's at the Trop. Call
At
Whitewater.
the
Tell
trip.
them next year we're playing at the Trop. We're gonna see if we
Yep.
get more fans in there than the Rays get.
Probably could because
Doesn't take
they're
much at
not
this
that.
point. Doesn't take much.
No, no.
But with that,
And
so
yeah.
oh, you go, you go. This is you. You
Oh,
go.
no, I was gonna say, and even after we beat them, we're still getting a lot of haters out there, doubters, and I'm just like, you know what? Let them keep hating because we're just gonna keep playing our brand of football. So
Yeah, and I was going to ask about that. How do you? So even at D3 level, you guys are still. I mean, your team, everything like that. You're still going to see stuff on social media. You're still going to
yeah.
see stuff all over the place with fans of other opposing teams or anything like that saying what they want to say. How do you deal with that adversity on a daily? Because you're going to get it. I mean, it doesn't matter what level you're playing at, you're going to get some kind of adversity. How do you guys deal with that? You individually, you guys as a team, how do you guys deal with that kind of stuff?
Well, me, I just listen to the good stuff that they're talking about and just ignore the stuff that they're hating on us about because I know the guys on our team that they'll hate on us saying, "Oh, since we lost to Hardin Simmons earlier in the year, that we shouldn't be ranked this," or "Oh, we barely beat Whitewater, so why should we be above them?" Blah blah blah. But you know what? At this point, I feel like we've proven enough that we'll be here for a little bit, ranked at the top, and I don't know, a lot of us we just don't really care about what the haters are saying because we know what we are able to accomplish. And for me, I just listen to the good stuff that they talk about. A little good motivation there,
Yeah,
A little
I mean,
self
wins are wins. You can't deny
wins are
wins.
wins, especially in the WIAC. We say especially in the WIAC because we're like the SEC of D3. We're top of the top. So no matter how
Yep.
you can win, no matter how you can win these games, it's huge for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, exactly. I mean, it doesn't matter how you win them. You could win games by one score, but if you go undefeated, who cares? That's just how it is. I agree
Yeah.
with that 100% with you there. And we're going to jump into more personal talk with you. We're going to get on a personal level with Austen Humke. A lot of
Okay,
people
let's
don't
hear it.
know the history of Austen Humke. So we're going to go dig into that a little bit. So growing up, were there, I know the answer. Maybe some people listening do too, but were there any other athletes in your family?
Yeah. So my oldest sister Cassandra, she played um, basketball, volleyball, softball in high school, and she's I think 6 years. I don't. It's bad that I don't know her age, but I think she's 6 years older than me.
You
And
look great.
then yeah, that's whatever. And then also my other sister Erica, she's not the most athletic person, but she also did play some sports in high school. And then my brother Carson, he also played football with me for 1 year. But yeah, I got three siblings. I'm the youngest, but all three of them, or all of us, played sports in high school at least a little bit while we were there.
Okay. And if you could give me some of the things that you would use to describe yourself, some of your characteristics that you would describe yourself as.
Yeah, I'd probably say easygoing, humorous, definitely an extrovert. I like to be out there a lot. People probably know I'm a talkative guy. Well, I say once you get to know me, I'm a pretty talkative guy. I say usually when I'm in the classroom and I don't know that many people, I'll kind of just stay to myself. But yeah, I say I'm pretty outgoing, more of a guy. I like to do a lot of stuff. So
Okay. Okay. And if you could give me your biggest sports idol throughout your life there might be a couple. You might have a couple of them. If you do, throw them out there.
I don't even know. I'll probably have to think. JJ Watt's up there just because he's from the state of Wisconsin. I have to say he's just growing up, he was part of the Badgers. Always watching them, so that was pretty fun to watch. But I mean, probably from the NFL, Josh Sitton for the Packers. He's an offensive lineman, and he's in the I think he's in the Packers Ring of Honor or something. I don't know. He's probably in something. He was really good when they were
Yeah.
playing when they went on that Super Bowl run, and he's one of the um, linemen that I can just as distinctly remember playing for them when the Packers went to the Super Bowl. So yeah, I'd say those two guys for sure.
Okay. Okay. And give me your favorite football memory. Your favorite memory, whether it's from high school or college. What is your favorite memory so far?
Mm, well, so far I'd say beating Whitewater for one because it was such a huge game for us, and then winning conference last year um, at UWL for us, winning the conference last year, and then if I had a favorite memory in high school, it's probably just all the practices that I got to practice with my buddies that I've been playing sports with since fourth grade. And that last game, it was kind of that last football game. I'd say specifically, it was tough because even though it was during COVID year, so we got it cut short. We had one playoff game. It wasn't really a playoff game, but if after that one, we were like, dang, our football career is actually well, some of us, obviously, I'm still playing, but almost all of them, their football career is over, and we didn't really get a chance to live out a full football season, getting to accomplish the goals that we wanted to accomplish and stuff. But from practices and just all the memories that we made that season in high school, and then now being in college, all the memories I'm making right now with all of my new teammates, it's definitely a privilege.
Okay. Okay. And give me the best advice that someone has given you about playing the game of football.
Hmm. I might have to think about this one.
We'll come back.
I was gonna say I listened to your podcast with Trayton, and which is one of my very very good buddies. And he said Lee Bredlow said, uh, "You don't. I won't teach attitude and effort. Those are two things that you have to give." And so I get up to here for college, and the same thing as my one line coach is like, there's one thing I won't teach, and that's effort. And I think that's one thing that I can take for both high school and football. To I'll tell this to anyone: like if you have the effort and the attitude, the right mindset, you can go a long ways in this sport if you really put your mind to it. So I don't want to I don't want to rip off on my buddy, but it was just one thing that I can think of.
Yeah, that was one heck of a. He had one heck of an answer to every one of my questions. So it's hard
Every
not to.
single one. I was listening to that thing. I'm like, well, if I do an interview, I'm not gonna be like him. I just he's just
It was a thorough. It was. I mean, it was thoroughly
oh,
good. I gotta say, it was thoroughly good. He hit every nail on the head. That's for darn sure.
every single one.
Oh,
I'm over here. I'm over here. Let me think. He
let me
just
think
right
about
away,
this.
right away.
That's what it was like. I sent him the
Yeah.
questions before we did it, and I did not. I didn't send them to him. I asked him if he wanted to see him. He told me no, and it's like he was ready for every single thing I threw at him. Right off the bat, boom, he was on it. I was like, oh, okay.
That's just that West Point mentality, I guess.
They're ahead of us
I
in every
mean,
which way.
Every way, man. Every way.
So going off, you kind of gave a little bit in that last statement, but what advice would you give to a young football player right now in high school, or what even younger than that right now, who's aspiring to one day get to the next level? It doesn't matter if it's D3, D2, D1. It doesn't matter. It's all college football. It's the next level of playing the game. And what advice would you give to a guy who wants to get to that next level?
I'd say just obviously, just keep working at getting stronger, but specifically get faster. The game at the college level is much faster. A lot of guys are a lot quicker now, so I'd say speed is one of the biggest things. And then, um, especially in school, get your. I mean, if you're not doing good already, you want to be doing good in grades because that's one thing a coach doesn't want to have to worry about is your grades if you're passing classes, if you're even going to class here. That shouldn't be on the top of your coach's minds when you're there. They should be focused on winning games, not why aren't you going to class. So definitely your grades in high school, and then um, you're like just getting stronger, faster, a bunch of stuff like that.
Okay, okay. And what are your plans after your football days are done? I know you don't even want to think about it. I know you don't think about football, but I mean, you could just give me, what you're going to, we didn't really cover what you're going to school for. So what are your plans after football here?
Yeah, so right now I'm going to school for sport management and business management minor. Um, I don't know. I've been obviously sports are really close to me. I'm really one. I like being one with sports. So going to picking. This is why I picked lacrosse is because I knew they had a really good sport management program. That's one of the reasons why, and I know they have a lot of people working in the sport industry all throughout the United States. So I don't know exactly what I want to do, but it's something within the facilities management, game day operations department for some either like a professional football team, baseball team, or even a D1 um, program. I think would be very cool to do. Just trying to stay around sport.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. That's
I
awesome.
don't got a specific job that I
Yeah,
could think of right now, but
keep the
yeah,
options open. There's plenty of avenues you can take out there, plenty of
you
roads.
know, worst case scenario, I moved back to Greenwood. I joined the electrician business that you're working for and make some money. You know,
Hiring. We're
we're
hiring left and right. It doesn't qualify or not. I got a job. Look at me.
I can cut a couple wires. You know, might not be the
don't
right one, but
don't cut the wrong one. That's all I gotta tell you. Cut the blue one. Don't cut the
don't.
red one.
Yep, yep, yep.
So, any final thoughts you want to leave us with here? Any comments? Anything you want to leave with us? Shout outs you want to give? Anything like that you want to end it with here?
Yeah, I'll shout out all the old linemen that I play with every day. I get to practice with. I'm fortunate enough being my friends. And I don't know, just watch UW lacrosse. We're ranked fourth in the nation for D3football.com, and in the AFCA, which is the coaches poll, we're ranked eighth. So we're a pretty darn good team, I'd say. And we're still trying to move up to that number one spot. We might not get it right now. We might not get it the next game, but if we keep working, we'll get it when we win the national championship. We'll be the number one team. So you can watch our games on WKTY on their website. Sometimes they have the game on YouTube, but this weekend on Saturday, our game is on ABC or not? Yeah, ABC. So that's channel 19 or channel 18 if you have Dish, or I think that's what it is for. I don't know what
Yeah,
it is for direct, but it's WQOW and WXOW. So
I
our
think
game
it's
is being
channel
brought.
18. I think it's still
Yeah.
channel 18.
So our game against Eau Claire is being broadcasted on there at 11:30. So if you have time, go ahead and check it out. Playing against Eau Claire, but if not, just remember us D3 boys.
We're out here. We're still out here.
We're just out here. We're out here grinding for the fun, not getting paid.
And not getting paid. Not getting paid.
Yeah.
And going off of that, like you said, you're trying to stay close to sports. I do have a special announcement to make, and that is that Austen will be joining Wisconsin Sports on the Go with Trades. You'll be joining me on the podcast to talk a little bit of
Yep.
Wisconsin sports. So that is, I
Yeah.
mean, are you excited? Are you pumped?
Hey, maybe I'll be able to bring a little bit of the WIAC to this broadcast here.
We like
Talk a little
banter,
talk a
right?
little D3 football, go on a little bit of a rant on why the Badgers men's basketball team probably will go like 6-20 because they're not good, but who knows?
I only right now I need Wisconsin basketball to do good because I'm watching this Packers football team
Oh,
and I'm watching the
hey,
Packers football.
we could start on our rant right now. We can start our rant right now.
We got a separate section for that. This is the interview section. We got to get out of this first here.
Yep.
So with that, we want to thank you again, Austen, for being on for this interview today.
Of course.
And fans, Wisconsin sports fans, the Bucks have the season opener tonight against the 76ers, 6:30 tip on TNT. Don't forget to check in with that. Check out Damian Lillard and Giannis making their debuts. But with that, this has been Wisconsin Sports on the Go with Trades. Thank you guys for listening. We will catch you guys tomorrow for some previews for the weekend. Deuces.